The day that I was signing up for Strip Down, I was actually in my therapist's office and just finished talking to them about like how I was going to pivot out of photography. And I was done. I was quitting. So it like I will never ever ever forget that. And I caught a live that Denise was doing. I've taken it all. I've done it all. And all of them kind of give you the same thing, except this course was what I was missing. Like it really is the meat and potatoes of boudoir.
My sales, I'm averaging my second highest and highest package more often than my lower packages, which is awesome.
You're about to learn what it takes to live free of fear, to finally feel confident in your work, and to step into your true authenticity as an artist. Get ready, because this is where we learn to stand out, to say yes to creating the work that we so deeply desire. Welcome. I'm Denise Birdsong, and I teach photographers and artists how to finally make their mark.
Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another Strip Down Alumni Roundtable. Happy Friday to you guys. I hope everybody's having an awesome day. So we've been hanging out in the chat room here. Sorry we're a little bit late. We got on a conversation and we lost a little bit of track of time. We do that sometimes when I get together with my amazing peoples. So I'm today with Amy and Jessica and Katie and Alana, and we are here to chit chat, ladies. How have you guys been?
Good.
So good.
Good.
I know that Jessica just finished a session.
I did. It was I'm doing these mystery sessions that I do, like it gets me like able to do fun creative things, and we did like a 20s style thing today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're going in and being creative.
Getting weird.
Ah, yes. Do the weird stuff.
Let me see if I'm going to try to upload one of my weird ones today.
So we're just going to be talking a little bit about our experiences in Strip Down. If you guys have any questions, those of you who are watching us, we can't see your names in Restream unless you're registered with Restream. So if we don't address you directly by name, we apologize. But we'll definitely go back in and unless you're registered with Restream, we need to. And if you have a question for any of us, you can just in the comments at us, and we'll answer those questions. And if you have questions as we're going, I'll be keeping an eye on the chat so that we make sure that we're answering your questions. So first of all, hey, everybody. I miss you guys. I love you guys. I'm so glad that you're here, and thank you for taking time to be here. Everybody in here has done an in-person workshop. I know they are beautiful people, right? I love them so much. Everybody in here has done the online class, and everybody, I'm sorry, Katie, everyone aside from Katie has been to in-person. Katie had some holdup at the Canadian border for the last in-person. So everybody here has experienced the online class as well as the in-person class. So if you have, except for Katie, sorry, but it's okay. It's going to not a problem. If you have any questions about either of those things, feel free to ask them in the comments section. But I just wanted to get started and find out how you guys are doing after taking Strip Down and after workshop. Katie, I would start with you, but I know that you got sick after the last workshop. Katie was at the most recent workshop. Unfortunately, she hasn't been feeling well since. So I'm not going to ask you about how's business going after workshop, but I think I do want to ask you, how was your experience with in-person workshop? And if you were talking to people who are watching us, what would you tell them about the in-person workshop and in conjunction with the online class?
Well, I loved the workshop. It was a place I knew it was going to be a little bit overwhelming because of my personality. I'm kind of introverted, and I knew it was going to be a lot for me, but I was very determined to go in with the heart and mind of I'm here to grow and I want to learn and I just want to be better at what I do. And the workshop itself was phenomenal. I mean, getting to work with Denise is just like watching an artist with their paintbrushes. It's just so cool. And it definitely, a lot of light bulbs went on, because like when you go through the online course, yes, you get a lot out of it. I mean, I got so much out of it. And then you go to the workshop and it all kind of like comes together, and all of a sudden some of the things that Denise said, all the light bulbs start popping on, like, oh, okay, I get that. Okay, let's try it this way now that I know better, and working forward from there. So I thought the workshop was absolutely worth the time and investment to go to. It was really kind of like the capstone of the course, and being able to practice right there in front of somebody who could correct me in a very loving way, uh, to just be better and to get what I really want from my clients when I'm photographing them. So
You did an amazing job too. I forgot to ask you to introduce yourself and let us know where you are and the name of your business and where people can find you on social to connect with you. I'm like so excited.
Okay.
I'm losing form.
So my name is Katie Lehrman. I am in Southeast Washington State. I have to clarify that, because when you say Washington, people automatically assume DC. So I am down in the bottom corner of Washington State, and my business name is Flight of Time Studios. And I actually run it out of my home. I've converted my entire upper level into my studio, which has a private entrance, which is working out fabulously with my family and whatnot. So, yeah.
That sounds amazing. Like, Katie, you were in my studio. I've got a 7,000 square foot studio. It's way too big. It's just like way too big and too much to try and take care of. I would never recommend anyone have that kind of studio. Boy, would I not love to have an in-home studio with like a private entrance. That's dope.
Yeah.
Someone likes my
it's really
red
nice.
Someone is like my red rubber coffee cup. I'm a huge Kubrick fan, you guys. Of course, I'm a huge Kubrick fan. Did you guys know that Stanley Kubrick was a photographer before he was a cinematographer?
Mm-mm.
So Stanley Kubrick actually got his start in photography and then became a cinematographer, which is, I mean, he was obviously just genius, period. But I think that's one of the reasons he paid such close attention to light and detail and all of those things that he did, because he started in our medium. Sorry about that. But yeah, I would love to have an in-home studio. Lucky girl. I would trade my 7,000 square foot studio for an in-home studio any day, man. Any day. That's awesome. And how is business for you,
Yeah.
Katie?
In general, when I'm able to shoot, it's fabulous. It's a little bit difficult to kind of balance home life, simply because my studio is in home and I've got young children. So, but otherwise, I mean, my sales, I'm averaging my second highest and highest package more often than my lower packages, which is awesome. That definitely helps. I feel like I'm able to connect with my clients better after doing the strip down, which makes their experience so much bigger and better for them. Because the whole reason I got into this is because I want to make a difference for women. It's not really about the dollar signs. It's really about the women that I'm working with. So this has given me a lot of tools to work with women, and I'm adding couples. So that's going to be interesting too.
We're going to have a super intense course on couples in the next 2022 round. I'm really freaking excited about this. You guys are bananas. That we are going to learn all the mild, medium, and spicy stuff. It's going to be really good. I want to put a pin in, if each one of you can just like put a little pin in what Katie talked about, her sales on up after strip down, because I think that's one of the things that we never ever talk about with strip down, because I go on and on all the time how I don't teach business. That's not where my genius is. That's not where I like totally flourish and thrive. Where I flourish and thrive is in the art part. But I have consistently been seeing all of you guys talking about how much your sales are going up. So it is affecting business in that way as well. So if you guys would put a pin in that, that would be awesome. And I also just saw a question, and Facebook user, I don't know your name. I'm super sorry, but we're going to answer that question as soon as everybody gets to introduce themselves. So I'm just going to go clockwise now, and I'm going to throw it on to you, Amy. Why don't you introduce yourselves to us? Tell us a little bit about your business, and then what stripped down kind of meant for you and your big takeaways. And I guess you can actually throw into that the question. I'm curious as to what was the most emotional part of the class for each one of you. Might as well answer that question while you're introducing yourself.
Yeah, sure. So, hi, I'm Amy Caitlin. A lot of people pronounce that Catlin, and that's totally cool too.
I do it all
the time. That's chill. Yeah, so I am a 2020 graduate, which is bananas because we all know that the world was crumbling in 2020 and is still kind of just like throwing chunks now. So we got to go through that at the worst part of probably our lives, but I cannot think of like a better blessing than to have a class like this. It really, while a lot of people in my area in this industry were struggling and were, finding ways to pivot, but like not being able to pivot, I was over here being like, y'all want some crazy saucy photos? Let's do it. So you know what, it was amazing. I think just having the ability to change the way that I was shooting. I became a photographer 6 years ago. And that really was like I didn't want to shoot people ever. Like I never wanted to photograph people because it was like they move too much, they're too demanding, like because I can't deal with it. And when I did boudoir, when I jumped into it, I was taking a class from someone who was fairly well known in the boudoir industry, but the way that she taught us to pose and do things was like smile, eyes up, eyes down, no smile. Like it was so like I could call my images in no time because it was like, here's this pose and a smile, here's this pose looking up, here's this pose looking down. Like it was just, and clients would just, if they liked their smile, they'd pick the ones with the smile. And if they did, like, so really I was always selling my, I don't know, medium package, the mid-range. And I was only ever showing them about 100 photos because that's all I really cared about. Fast forward to post stripped down, and I'm selling my top package consistently. I'm upping my prices because I'm at that point where I have to be sustainable.
Can we just all give her a hell yeah? That's freaking awesome. We're super proud of you. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's not like you take this course and automatically you're gonna sell more. Like Denise was saying, like she's not telling you parts of the business that you can increase. Like your business has to be in a place where it can handle that. But the difference is that I'm providing a totally different experience for my clients, totally different from the time that they reach out to the time that I deliver their final package. Just everything is more intimate, everything's more genuine, it's more me. I won't like get into like my whole long story, but I was really, really like, the day that I was signing up for Strip Down, I was actually in my therapist's office and just finished talking to them about like how I was going to pivot out of photography. And I was done. I was quitting. So I will never, ever, ever forget that. And I caught a live that Denise was doing. I had never seen Denise before. And I was like, who is this bitch talking about this? Like changing the industry. Because I've seen it all before. I've taken every single course. Those of you that know me know that I'm like an education hound. I've taken it all. I've done it all. And, all of them kind of give you the same thing, except this course was what I was missing. Like it really is the meat and potatoes of boudoir, which I don't know, take that for what you will. But yeah, I guess the most emotional part of the class for me was in learning that the experience that I was providing for my clients, the experience that they deserved, was also the experience that I deserved. Learning that I really owed myself this beautiful opportunity to connect with myself as an artist and to really get to the roots of what I wanted to deliver. And that is what Strip Down gave to me. But it wasn't an easy thing to accept. Like it was a really tough thing. Like it's almost like that intervention where it's like, what are you doing? Why are you shooting this way? And why are you running a business this way? Like I was bored in photography. I wasn't an artist. I was a recreator. I was just recreating things all the time. And now my art is me. Like now when you look at my photography, it is me, and it's a beautiful collaboration between me and the client. So long story long, I think that's the most emotional part for me.
I think you just touched on something that's incredibly important that I think a lot of people don't understand. I think that, first of all, we all kind of go into this. Sorry, I forgot to put my mic up. I don't even know if I was like coming through clear in audio. Sorry about that, guys. And y'all feel free, Jess, Katie, Alana, feel free to chime in on this. I think we all come to Strip Down thinking that, I don't know, we have that imposter syndrome that we're not really artists. We don't feel like we're true artists. And I was having this conversation earlier with someone today. We were talking about, the way lighting affects images and how, slapping a black and white on something when you don't get like the emotion that you needed from it is actually going to change the emotive nature of it. And how our photographs, it's really like we do an awful lot of painting with what we're doing to add emotion to it, but we're also like bringing that emotion into it. But there's this huge shift once you start taking the class from being like either a mom tog, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, I know it's just a term that we all use, or a hobbyist who's picked up a camera and now wants to start shooting, or someone who's been shooting for a long time but is really just kind of going through the motions and never has really dived into the artistic side of our genre, because that's something that is absolutely void in the industry. There's nothing out there to teach us how to truly be artists. And one of the things that we need to understand as artists is that in our medium, especially in the genre of boudoir specifically, because we are working with clients in the most like vulnerable and delicate parts of who they are and bringing them out to show them not just how good their ass looks or like what a nice chi-chi shot we can take, but all of the beautiful things that are inside of them, that it absolutely is like a collaboration. And that is a huge part of our art, is collaborating with our clients. And Amy, I think you hit the nail on the head in saying that it truly is like a collaboration, and it's not the same session for every client. And so that posing routine that you have can only go so far depending on what it is your client wants and needs. And once you take Strip Down, like all of that becomes crystal clear, and you learn how to guide and coach your clients through their own specific journey. And that in and of itself is an amazing art form that we're never taught within this genre. And I think we need to raise the genre up and like totally revolutionize the genre so that all boudoir photography becomes that. And none of it is like, look to the light and smile, look down your body and smile, like hand to the face. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, what is this stuff? Right. So again, I'm not demeaning that. I'm just saying there's a better way that is going to deliver for your clients experiences that are far more than what we're doing. And I know that every single one of you, before you took the class, you thought like, I'm changing women's lives. Did you not all think that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now after the class, are you like, was I really changing women's lives?
Like it's interesting because I saw this thing the other day that was like, so it was like a boudoir photographer who posted this it was what a lot of people would say is like a shoddy boudoir shot. Like it was just, wasn't posed well, I guess, and the lighting was off and the toning was off and there was just, the set was random and weird. But, you know, and then it was like, if you're expecting this, but giving this budget, you're going to get this, you know, like it was that kind of thing where it was comparing like a really beautiful Annie Leibovitz like shot, kind of the lighting's perfect and the skin is perfect and like everything's beautiful, comparing that to like this shot. And to be honest, you know, is it possible that that woman in the first photo was empowered and had a great session? Yes, absolutely. Like things don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have this method to empower people necessarily. However, like if you want to be empowered as an artist, and if you want to be able to connect with your clients, and if you want to be able to take your business that much further, you absolutely do need to adopt this. It's you know, like I think it's a fine line, and I'm not trying to like like this. I know it sounds like I'm trying to be like, you don't need to do this class. You absolutely do if you want to take your business to the next level. Like it absolutely. You can keep doing what you're doing and you probably will change lives. You probably will give some beautiful experiences, but when does that like become just mundane? Like when does that fulfill you as an artist? And when does that help you create? And then what are you actually doing? Are you running a business, or are you just like making a little bit of money on the side? Like, you know, there's all these like facets to it. So I think everyone that's watching this needs to do like a gut check and see where you're at. How far do you want to take this? And how good do you want to be? And, you know, what kind of experience do you want to provide for your clients?
Jess, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and I'm going to have you pick up on that and your thoughts on that.
Okay.
I think my thoughts are a little different than yours, Amy, and that's good. And that's super important. I want you guys to know that when I have my students in here, they're not ever prompted to say anything that they're not feeling. And so I appreciate your candor and your honesty. And I think the experience is a little bit different for everybody. And
Totally.
so let's get your take on this.
So I'm Jess Jones. I am from Columbus, Georgia. I did the 2020. I started in 2020 with Stripped Down. I did the online, and then just a couple months ago, I went to the Oklahoma workshop in person. It was a lot of fun to be able to, you know, hands-on do what we, you know, learned in the class. It felt like it really clicked more, being able to, you know, put it all together in person with like people who had done it before. There were a couple of master students there, who kind of helped us in our small groups, you know, go through different poses and look at things that maybe we haven't thought of. And, you know, I kind of struggled with the vulnerability poses and like understanding how to get those. And it wasn't so much a facial expression and more of like a body shot. And I really learned how to like put that together there. A lot of other things like kind of fell into place there too. But as far as my work before, I've always wanted this like almost theatrical, like kind of dramatic feel to my work. And I tried to do that with motion and like tried to catch it here and there. And I feel like I was good, but I just didn't feel like I was specifically getting the shots like every time. I didn't know how I was getting them. I kind of could just, maybe it was just the client and it happened to work out that they kind of knew what I was doing. But not everyone kind of like gets the vision that I am like trying to get across in every session. And taking this class like gave me so much more of a confidence in doing it for them and like letting them understand the actual emotion that I'm trying to convey, like through the shot, through them, and doing it for them has made me more confident, like to show them like how it's done. And I'm nailing it more and more. I feel like I've got permission to be weird now, because I was like, you know, I was kind of getting stuck in those like typical boudoir poses that you just see from everybody. And there's boudoir. I just saw this my mom sent me a clip. It's some boudoir photographers were on like a Today show or something, and they were talking about like a daytime talk show, and they were talking about how the boudoir industry is booming, and it is. Like more and more people are doing it, but more and more people are just starting to look the same. They just copy what everyone else is doing. And learning this method and like being able to pull those like creative emotions out and like not being afraid to get weird with your clients and like doing things that are different that you really like, you know, it just might, you know, they're not going to love everything. Like I like, there are things that I love when I get in my like viewing and ordering session that they're like, I don't know about that one, but I think they're really cool. And so just being able to be freer to like nail those like weird things and like the beautiful shots like makes it's really revived my business, and it's made me a huge dog.
It's
It's
just
an awesome doggy.
it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just it's kind of breathed life into my business. Like I've just started to feel a lot more creative like just these past couple of months since taking the course. So yeah, did I answer everything?
Yeah, I think that was good. I have a question for you about, have you noticed your sales going up since taking it or having more images to show?
Definitely have more images to show. That was one of the things I struggled with at the workshop when I think you were like, stop asking me about business things. But I was just so stuck on like, I had learned it this particular way for so long. I think the same way that Amy had. I just was stuck in this mold of like these are the number of pictures that you show, and like this is the number that goes in the package that you sell. And I struggled so hard with taking so many great pictures and like not understanding how I could sell them to these people. And I changed my packages. And I think I'm also at the point where I want to raise my prices again and just restructure things, because I feel like I'm so much better now. I've learned more. I've like, these are great pictures and I feel like they should be paying for them.
Amen, girl. Amen.
They should really.
As well as the experience that you're giving them. I mean, what we learn in Strip Down, we're able to then, we've talked about this in class a million times, but for those of us who are watching us who have never heard any of this, we all have like a perception of self, and everybody gets to do theirs. I'm going to do mine, so you guys are going to have to do yours. When I walk by a mirror, I do the right, like, because I have to tell myself, I'm telling myself that I'm strong. What's yours, Amy? What do you do?
Unmuted. You know what? That's a really hard question, because I don't like walking by the mirror. It took me a long time to like walk by the mirror and want to look at myself. Like, I know that sounds really hard, but that was like a big like thing for me with taking this class, was like that. So really it's just like, I want to walk by the mirror and accept myself for what I am today. And that's whatever emotion is there, whatever's happening, like it's just be.
Okay, well, you're more evolved than I am, because I'm still stuck on like, I need to be strong. So good for you, man. You've surpassed, the student has surpassed the teacher in walking by the mirror for sure. Because I'm still like, I hit a mirror and I'm like, right? Like, because I need to be strong, you know? What is yours? Alana, what is yours when you walk by the mirror?
Oh, I would say prior to Strip Down, I'm always like looking like, this.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the
Now I'm practicing all the time. Here's me like doing this. What happens if I do this? What does it feel like when I run my fingers underneath my jawline? Like, what can I do with my fingers here? How can I slide in and out of frame? What happens when I tip so here's me all the time now doing like, I'm just gonna go over here. Yeah.
Yes, that makes me super happy. What about you, Jess? What's yours?
I think my go-to, like if I were gonna like post a picture, it would probably be like a koi thing. Like I feel like I'm a koi girl typically when I'm shooting. myself or like taking a selfie.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So
kind of like fun and coy, I think.
you're Stephanie Wells. I said this the
Yeah.
other day. Like when Stephanie and I are together, like when we're somewhere out, like we've been traveling and we're together, and the two of us are standing in like our hotel room mirror getting ready, she's like, and she like is audibly making these noises, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? You know, it's just like these different perceptions that we show ourselves.
Yeah.
And the point of asking this question is that all of our clients have these perceptions as well. They haven't had the opportunity to go through strip down. So they don't practice like you do, sweetheart, or they don't practice like you do, Amy. Like they don't. They don't know. They walk by the mirror, they show themselves what they think they are, and then that's it. They never get to see all of the beautiful things inside of them. And within the genre, the typical is to show them, a nice side lit shot of their chi-chis, or what their tummy looks like, or the back of their shoulders, or their bum from behind. And these are all important things that we need to add to our sessions that our clients want. But now that we've moved into like really stepping into our artistry and learning how to collaborate with our clients, we get to actually create that safe space and like dig in there with them and grab all of those beautiful, amazing things that are inside of them and pull them all out and photograph them by coaching and directing them for those emotive states. And we get to show them all the things that the world loves about them, that the world is attracted to about them, that are just magnificent about them, that they would never see in a typical boudoir session or in their life, because they don't show themselves that. They don't experience themselves that way. And I think, to me, that's one of the most amazing gifts that we give to our clients. I think that is, we open up a place where they can be free of shame and free of that, like, I mean, we're all told in one breath that our value is our physical appearance. And in the same exact breath, we're told, be ashamed of it. And so as women, we're walking this freaking tightrope all the time of like trying to be this perfect version of ourselves that's like freaking unattainable, or this perfect version of what we're supposed to be that's unattainable, but then also being ashamed. And so it's like this gnarly ass struggle that we go through. And Amy, where I disagree with you that you can do the things without having stripped down is in exactly this part. I think that this part, when you free them of the shame, when you open up the safety to explore all of their femininity, their masculinity, their desire, their pleasure, their longing, their joy, their vulnerability, where they're in a place where they can actually like tap into that and not be ashamed of it. That's where the game changes. Like that's where we take it from. We might have created a transformative experience and showing them how they look from behind. But with this, we create this transformative experience that shows them all of the amazing things that are inside of them. And I think the two can exist. I think the two can
Yeah, like
absolutely be
I don't
true.
disagree with you at all. I mean, I'm living proof of that. I just feel like it's a lot is on us as well. Like a lot is on us for that. And I always tell my clients, like, people talk about empowerment. Like, I hate the word empowerment now because it's like it's a buzzword. Like, it's something that's like, I do empowerment sessions, and really you're just doing a boudoir session or like an erotic session or whatever. But empowerment isn't like a gift that you give someone. It's a door that you open and someone chooses to walk through that. So it's, you know, like I can open the door for you and I can provide this session as the door to empowerment. But you have to choose to walk through that. And everyone's definition of empowerment is different. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with the, you know, can that woman in the first photograph be empowered? Sure, it's possible, but will she be empowered to the level that we're empowering clients? Absolutely not. Like that's really the point I want to drive home, is like it's just a totally different level.
Yeah.
And I would also say that when we open the doors for women to give them that opportunity to walk through and find that empowerment within themselves, the thing about this course is it teaches you how to walk through that door first, so that those people get to can watch you experience this for yourself and show that it's okay, it's a safe place to go, and we are just facilitating this space for them. So.
And
can I jump in on that?
Yeah, come on, baby.
I think that was one of the big moments for me through Strip Down, is like understanding that like we had to give ourselves permission to go there, give ourselves permission to get weird, right? Just to like go further into it. But also to like ask. I mean, like I try to remind everybody that like every piece of this is an invitation, and we are here to like walk with them on this, and we're here to make these images that like show them experiencing what being a human is. And like once I got that confidence, and like I think like Denise, like being with you in person, like clicked all of this into place for me. But now I feel totally fine trying to like explaining by like holding a client's arm and like explaining what this touch means and how it feels, and like going in and like doing. Actually had photographed Denise, you'll love this, I photographed a person who trains therapists, and she was like, "Ooh, Alana, the mirror neurons are working."
Yes.
But permission for me to like really go there, and then the clients will follow. And I feel like when I ask for that, so like 99% of the time they're like, "Oh, thank God, yes, please walk next to me during this." And I feel like before Strip Down, I could recognize the good images and I could put them in my portfolio. But it happened because the rapport was easy with the client. What this class did for me was to break everything down and give me the tool set to get that rapport and build that rapport with everybody.
Yeah. So I just had this crazy aha moment right now, you guys, where I just realized something. Y'all can chime in if you want. I feel like I'm your boudoir photographer when we start this class. Even though I'm not shooting you, I'm the person who's facilitating your session. I'm the person who's facilitating like your deep dive into all of those like intricate, complicated, magnificent parts of who you are. I'm you guys, and I'm you guys with clients, but I'm you guys with you. I'm not articulating this very well.
No, we're getting meta. Yeah, you're our person. You're holding the door open for us.
Yeah, and I never had thought of it that way until this conversation. And that's like an interesting way to think of it. I'm creating that space where you don't have to feel shame, where you understand it's not silly to be feminine or feel desire, and that they're all of the social constraints that have been put on us are bullshit. And we don't have to abide by them, and we can let go of it, and we can be free. And once we become free, then we get to be like the beautiful, open, vulnerable, amazing human and artist that
that we're all so longing to be. We all want to shake this shit. No one wants to live with us. None of us and none of our clients. But until we know how to shake the shit, we can't guide our clients through shaking the shit. Sorry, that was just an aha moment for me that I was just like, whoa, that's a big one. What's going on with your sales? Lana, what's going on with your sales? Are you seeing an increase in them?
I'm definitely seeing more. There's more images to choose from. I feel like bringing emotion and talking about emotion and talking about it in the sales calls, higher booking immediately, like that, bringing that language in, and also bringing in and I started reworking from the beginning of Strip Down online class. I started reworking all of my prep materials for clients to like start talking about emotion and start having them like check in, and like all of our conversations are based on emotion now and how they want to feel and how it feels in their body and how it's going to feel to see that, and that has really helped get them there during the session. Yeah, things are great. I'm like, I mean, can I complain that I'm so busy that I don't really have time to look at the work that I'm making?
I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Totally want to hear that.
Can I complain that like I can't get clients to make up their mind because they're too busy like crying and having emotional experiences?
Yes, and that's what we want. We want them to not be able to walk away from all of the images and the experience, right? Like, man, when we do that, we know that we
sales are good, but like the whole thing is better.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I think we've answered a lot of the questions. If anyone wants to pick this up, or if a couple of you want to pick this up, for students who are thinking about taking it, what was your biggest concern and fear about taking Strip Down? Was it like it was too much? Was it like I don't know if I'm going to follow through with the class? Like maybe she's an educator who's just like everybody else. Like, what were your? Yeah, come on.
I was super broke. I wasn't making enough money. I wasn't making enough money for me to justify spending money on a course like this. And really because I didn't know what this course was going to bring. So it's always like, it's like with every investment, like you don't know what's going to come from it. So it's hard to take that first step. It's risky. But yeah, I had always seen people be like, this course is worth it, and put your money where your mouth is, and put it on a credit card if you have to. And I always was just like, that's bullshit. Like, don't tell people that, because it's such a, like, anyway, I really did have to do that. I really did have to put this course on a credit card. And I'm not going to be like, oh, this course paid for itself in the first month, but really it did pay for itself in the first month. Like my first month of shooting was like, holy shit, like I'm selling my top package and how and why. But yeah, so that was super scary for me to put that money up front. But the investment has doubled, tripled, quadrupled in self-fulfillment and all of that. Also, I was very nervous because I had not seen your name before. I had not seen Denise Birdsong anywhere. And I had been through so many other courses that were all promising, like, this is it. This is the missing piece. This is what you need. This is what, your boudoir craft needs. And this is what your business needs. And so I had seen it all before, and I'd done the courses and I'd invested in them, and not a lot changed after I took them, or the educators ended up not being people that they kind of portrayed themselves in like the sales stuff. And then when I got into Strip Down, like meeting you, and I think the first week it was like pandemic, and then you called each of us individually. I was like, what the hell, Denise Birdsong? It came up on my caller ID, and I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. I fangirled for a minute. I just want you to know that. But yeah, like it was, you were an actual educator that gave a shit. Like you were really someone that spent time with all of your students and really wanted us to pick this up. Like I think it was you that was like, this does me no good if you guys don't get this. Like if you don't get it and you can't put it into practice, why do I want that? Why would I want you to be here? If like you just cared. And So that was a really big fear of mine. And it sounds silly, but that was a huge thing. It was a really big thing.
I think it's a pretty common fear. Does anybody else have one that's different that they would like to share?
I will. I kind of, a little bit of like, I had been in a lot of the courses, like different courses, and I just kind of like, a lot of them were just repurposed information, like different wording, and but this was different, and I wasn't quite sure if I needed just opposing classes. I feel like I thought that I needed more business work, so I was a little hesitant to buy something that was just about photographing people, because I felt like I already knew how to do that. And I think what sealed it for me was yes, that you did, you really did care about your students, and I could tell that you were different. But I just wanted to stand out from other photographers in my area. And I feel like if I knew that how to like really get in there and do this type of photography, this type of like in-depth shooting, I would be able to stay on top. And I think I'm still am in my area. So I just felt like this would give me that little extra that would set me apart and continue to set me apart from the people around me in my community. So I think that was my main selling point.
I think the fear that this is just a posing class is real, but this, guys, this is not just a posing class. This is like transform your life.
Yeah.
Right?
I first I knew Modern Love when I lived in San Francisco, right? Like as another person shooting weddings. But then I think it was in the pandemic when everything was like, everybody was on Facebook all the time, and somebody whose work I love mentioned having taken Strip Down, and that gave her the permission to start calling herself an artist rather than a photographer. And that really like struck a chord in me, and I was like, like I have a fine art background, been doing this for a long time. Like, why don't I feel like I can do that? Something about how you brought all of the artistry to it, and like you're a great teacher. I have a master's in education. I can see how well conceived your curriculum is from that perspective, from like that kind of critical perspective, but also as a student, going through how you've scaffolded everything. And yeah, that's how I feel at the end of it. Like I'm excellent at my craft. I am an artist, and I can make beautiful portraits.
Yeah. How about you, Katie? I know that your fears were probably a little bit different than the rest of ours.
Yeah. When I came across Strip Down, I had never heard your name before either. And I didn't really, I was pretty burned, if that's the right word, from other courses. And my fear was just, I don't want another course where it's just handed to me and said, good luck. Because I am a visual learner. I think that's why the workshop piece was so critical for me, is because I am a visual learner. And like you can take the online course and get so much out of it being a visual learner, but when you're in that moment in the workshop, that's kind of when it all just goes, and it's like the magic that you were looking for. So my fear was I was just going to be left to my own devices, and that nobody would really care, or that nobody would answer questions or whatnot. And the thing I love about this course is there's a lot of courses out there, right? And there's a lot of people trying to sell you something, and they are constantly like, I want to know your numbers. I want to know your numbers. Are your numbers increasing? Because that makes me look good. That makes my program look good. Where Denise is like, how are you? How's it going? Like, how can I help you? What can I answer for you? Like, she was just so present. The success of her program is not based on her ego and making us all her little minions carrying forward. It's more like, girl, I got a solution for you, and I'm going to hold your hand as we walk through all of this, because it does require an element of vulnerability and openness to be able to grasp and take this and run with it. And we see that in play. Like, we see that within Denise. Like, she's not just saying, do as I say, but not as I do. She's like, here's some ideas, and this is how it works for me. How can it work for you? So that's kind of my thoughts.
Can I add in that there's an element of accountability with this course? When you said that you're not just given the materials, and like Katie said, you know, you're on your own. Denise will call you, she'll email you, and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and it makes you like move forward and like, oh shit, like I actually do need to get this done. She's called me before.
Hey, Jess, how come you're not turning in your homework? You've disappeared for a couple of weeks. Are you okay, honey? Is there anything I can do for you? What's going on, my love? I really do. I really, really do. Like, each one of these women, I am so incredibly proud to call my colleagues. And I said this the other day, and it's true for my students. It is just true. I am so proud to call them my colleagues. I am now proud to call them my peers. I am so elated that they are part of my tribe and that they have each other as a tribe. But more importantly, I'm so happy to see their success and watch their journey, and to have fallen in love with every single one of them through their process, because it is a really intimate process that we go through together. And to now love them and call them my friends. Like, y'all bitches are stuck with me forever. Like, you're never getting rid of me. You guys are legitimately like my happy place. You guys, watching you thrive, watching you blossom, picking you up when you fall and you skid, you skin your knee. Or maybe you just completely fall on your ass completely, or maybe you totally just fall the hell out of class. Being able to be there and pick you guys up and bring you back in and nurture and love you, I think it's this maternal thing in me. This is really empathetic, loving, maternal thing in me. And this drive to like really make a difference. And if you guys are going to believe in me, I'll be damned if I am not going to believe in you and do everything I possibly can do to get you over the finish line. And is it a process that we're all continually working and growing on? At the end of Strip Down, it's not like you're done. This is a lifelong, like, inward journey. It's not an external thing. This is like an inward journey that we keep going on. And it's amazing, you guys. We've had almost as many alumni trying to sign up for the next version of Strip Down as we've had new students, which is just a testament to how important that this community and growing together actually is. And I'm just super proud of you. If any of you have anything to add, now would be the time, because I'm super excited to like show off what a bunch of badass bitches you guys are. And I'd like to share some of your before and afters.
Can I just like echo what Katie said about how refreshing it was that you were not about numbers? This was about like, let's get down to the basics of being human, understand breath, understand eye contact, understand body language, understand how to make a connection. Learn that. Learn how to move. Like when you had, like you just had one section was just, I don't know, I can't remember if this was in the course too, but like when we were in person, it was like, you're bringing your camera without a battery and without a card. And this is just about learning the mechanics. Once you've figured out how to do this, you got to figure out how to do it with a camera. And then you're going to figure out how to do it when you're actually shooting. But like breaking everything down. And it was It's not about hiding behind numbers, or if any of you have experience in the tech industry with those goddamn mixers where everybody's throwing out what their Series A funding is. It's not about what your sales average is. It's about becoming a better photographic artist. I'm like, when we ask questions about business, you're like, nope, that's not what we're doing. Don't hide behind that. We're coming back here. You made everybody commit and be emotionally present, which is a testament to like your person that you could do that in a group of strangers.
You guys are not strangers. You are my people.
No, now we're yeah, but like at the beginning. But that make like that's like it's just is a wonderful difference in this course than other courses I've taken.
I think to add to that, I think the amazing thing is that, you know, I'm always preaching like, and I'm not the best at it. I'm not going to lie. Denise is always transparent. These girls can tell you in our Q&A calls, I get myself in trouble all the time by stepping in the shit. I say things I'm not supposed to say all the time, but I say the truth. Like I just say the truth. And I believe that when we let go of that stuff, obviously we have to have functioning running businesses. That has to be, right? But when we put that aside for a second and we focus on self-care, because a lot of what we're doing in Strip Down is like that inward journey of self-care, the better we become for ourselves, so much more we're able to give to the world outside of us. And I don't believe in karma per se, like it's like this thing that's out there that like if you do this, this is going to happen because it's the rule of karma. But I do absolutely believe that if you do the things that you need to do, it's kind of manifestation too. And not in like the woo-woo way where you write something on paper and light it on fire and like let it go and say the things and stuff. That's all fine for those of you who believe in it. It's not my thing. I believe that like the karma aspect of this and the manifestation aspect of this is like letting go, taking care of yourself, doing the inward journey, growing, having the capacity to then actually affect a dramatic change because you're more whole. Then all of the beautiful things come to you because you're out there putting them out in the world. It's just cause and effect, period. End of story. Like it's just that is what ends up happening with this. And so it's not about the numbers. It is about the personal growth and stepping into your true artistry and your ability and understanding all of these things that we're not taught within the industry. And then taking them out there and to Jess's point, standing out above your competition because there are more boudoir photographers coming into this industry day after day after day. And we need to do something to like stand out from them without having that constant gnawing feeling of, am I good enough? But being firmly rooted and knowing I'm an amazing artist and I've done the work. And now I'm going to go out and make a huge difference in the world. And what comes from making that huge difference in the world is being prosperous in so many different ways, financially, emotionally, by having so much more peace, by letting go of all of the fears that we have about ourselves. Like there's just so much to it. We're just going to look at the comments really quick and see if anyone is asking any questions. Did anybody see any specific questions? We really liked the empowerment is not as a door thing, Katie. I've seen that a couple of times. Or Amy, sorry.
For Amy, yeah.
One thing we've talked about a lot here because y'all were in the in-person and the online, I can't stress this enough. If you message me and you ask me, can I take the in-person workshop? Yes, you can after you finish the 12-week course. No one's allowed to take the in-person without taking the 12-week course first because you will have a complete emotional breakdown. You will not know what the hell to do. I watched that happen in a recent workshop where the student was like, yeah, I completed the online workshop and she did not. and she then got into the shooting environment and it was actually detrimental to her well-being. I'm not going to let that happen. I care too much about you guys to let that happen. So I cannot teach what I teach in a 2-day workshop that is a 12-week program. And then conversely, being able to be in person with me and have me guide, coach, and direct you through some of your blocks is absolutely invaluable. These two things go together so incredibly well. So if you're thinking about taking this, I would highly recommend that you purchase the bundle. There are a few seats left for that. Would you all agree with that statement?
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, Katie
Yep.
firsthand saw that kind of meltdown too, and it wasn't good for her. Would you not agree, Katie?
I would agree. You have to have a foundation before you can start layering on the bricks, and just watching the videos and not doing the homework and not participating is not good enough, because there's so much value within the tasks that she has you do as part of the homework that sets that foundation so that you can walk into an environment. Like, if I hadn't done the homework, I would be under the bus. It's an intense workshop. It's you need to be fully present, and you need to have the understanding of the fundamentals before you can even get into that environment and be able to create the work that you are, invested yourself into.
Yeah. So I think we've talked enough about Strip Down now. I'm like proud mama bear, and I want to show the world like what amazing things you guys have done. So Jess, I'm going to start with you. I didn't get your second drive, but when I get that, I'm going to go
I'll
ahead and
put
put
them in
that
the
up.
same folder.
Okay. I
The good-
didn't get it. But as
Okay.
soon as this is over, I'm going to go and I'm going to post it all on Facebook because I want everyone to know how amazing you are, and I want to celebrate the things that you've done. So I'm going to turn off all of our screens, and I'm actually going to share another one of my screens, and I'm going to go through some of your guys' before and afters because you guys are sick, and I am incredibly proud of you guys. So this is Jess's before photo. So this is before stripped down. And now we are going to move into Jess's after photos, which are phenomenal. Like, I mean, seriously, absolutely gorgeous. Let me know if you guys are seeing her after photo. Somebody give me a, I can see it. Okay. It's so beautiful. Like the difference between her before image. Sorry, just let me go back to that because that's just, I don't know, kind of bonkers. We have a pretty boudoir pose. Like, it's a pretty boudoir pose. And it's a pretty girl and it's good wardrobe and it's nice light and it's all the good stuff. But oh my goodness, when we go into her after, it's like stop it. It's all the emotion and all the beautiful things that we want to bring out in our clients and give to our clients. And it's the kind of thing that makes us feel totally, totally rooted in our artistry. Like, Jess, you have to feel so incredibly proud of that. Like, it's gorgeous. So let's move on to her next after. Again, full of all the emotion. It's not just the typical flat boudoir pose, like look down your body. Like there is intent in this and it is beautiful. She's pulling at that underwear and there's tension in that arm and there's desire in that image. And she's looking at us like, I dare you. Like it is all the beauty that we want to bring into it. And then we have, oh, hello, beautiful. Another that's just absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. And in the comments, I want you guys to give Jess love because she's put a lot of work into this and she's creating amazing images. And I'm so very proud of her because she's the most awesome. She's amazing. And I actually love this. Actually, Jess, I'm probably going to steal this idea and pull one of my wardrobe racks out and put it in front of a window and backlight it like that. That is just phenomenal. And those arms up and that leg across and that chest out and the shoulders back and the chin up. It's just like, it's just like all of the confidence and like, I'm a queen. Yes. And it's so much different than the fold your body together and look down. Like it's night and day, you guys. It's absolutely night and day. And shut the front door with this one. Like what? That's like, bitch, what you looking at? It's so good. It's like, oh, Jess. I'm so proud of you. It's so good. I'm so incredibly proud of you. And these are the kind of transformations that you can have that are going to make you feel rooted as an artist, but are also going to give your clients the kind of experiences that where they're going on inward journeys and pulling out the beautiful things inside of themselves with your guidance. And you're going to create beautiful emotive art that they can't even pick. So this is sick. Jess, I wanted to bring you back in to talk about this, but I'm a little scared that like I'm having difficulties with this. So I just want to tell you, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you for doing what you do for all of the clients that you work with. And thank you for being the brilliant and amazing artist that you are. I'm super proud of you. Just all of my love to you, sweetheart. You're amazing. Jess says, thank you so much. Love this course and you. I love you back, darling. Thank you. Just if you want to stay tuned, you can for a roundup at the end, or if you need to hop off, baby, you can do that too. Let me see if I can pull you in really quick. Let's just see what happens. There you are. Oh my God.
Hey.
Look, we're both together. Yay. Are you not so like incredibly proud when you see that before and you see the things that you created after? You've got to be over the moon.
I freaking love my pictures.
Yay!
I really do. I think they're great. And it's just like exciting. It's exciting to come in here every day and choose something fun and choose something weird. And I'm just so grateful for the knowledge that I've learned from this class in order to execute all these things that I wanted to do before, but now I can like do it with precision.
Precision and intention.
Yes.
And you've done it so beautifully. And I'm so proud of you. And you just said something that's so important. I love my images. How many of us want to feel that way? There's so many of us out there, Jess, who aren't feeling that way, who don't get to feel that way. And everything you want really is on the other side of this course. Like, and you're like living proof of it. You're amazing. And I love you. And you
Thank
did
you.
freaking awesome. And I cannot wait to continue watching your journey. I can't wait to have you back in class again. We're going to get down with some couple
Yes.
stuff and some more
Yes.
stuff. And we're going to keep growing and we're going to keep thriving and keep doing even more beautiful stuff. If I see you dropping off and not doing your homework, you're going to be getting a phone call like, hey, Jess, why aren't we pushing it further?
You can call me.
Let's do some more weird shit, right?
Yes, I'm excited about weird shit.
We're going to get at it. Thank you so much for being with us today, honey. Is there anything that you want to say to our viewers before we head out?
Gosh, I'll just do it. Just take the plunge. It's so worth it. You will thank yourself at the end of it.
Yeah, awesome. And Jess will be in class with you guys. So
I'm back. It's never stop learning. There's always little things you can pick up, and you can keep coming back to this class. So it's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, babe, for being here. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can stick around if you need me to at the end.
Yeah, you can hang on, baby. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Miss Katie. Are you ready?
Yep.
Hey, girl. Okay, so
Hey.
we are going to go ahead and we're going to share your images now. So your transformation has been absolutely bonkers as well. So I'm going to share a couple of Katie's before images. I mean, this is really pretty boudoir pose. I love the blacks in this, by the way. Love the blacks in this. And that pop of red lipstick is fantastic. But we're not really feeling anything, right? Is that kind of how you felt about the image as well? It's kind of like lacking some emotion there. So let's take a look at the next one you sent me as a before. It's, pretty colors, lighting, good boudoir pose. But I'm not quite sure what the hell she's thinking right now. I'm not sure how to connect with this photo. I'm just like, I'm not sure.
It makes me uncomfortable. I look at it and it makes me uncomfortable because I don't know what she's thinking. That drives me crazy.
Yeah, and that's when our empathy kicks in, and as humans, we all feel that. And yeah, that's what is happening. Mirror neurons are firing right now, and we're like, huh? I'm not sure, right? So then we move on to the next one, and we've got the same thing. Her mouth is a little tense there, and she's a little like, I'm not sure what Katie just told me to do, but I'm gonna try it. That's what I feel from that, right? And that's okay.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And, within the industry, if we were to look at this, people would be like, yeah, that's a great pose, right? Like, that's a great photo. It's a sellable photo.
Yeah.
That's a sellable photo. But why? Why sell that? Just why?
Yeah.
Why in the world would we sell that when we can sell this? Why would we give an experience to someone like that when we could do this? And again, in the comments, y'all, give Katie some love because this is the shit, man. Like, this is like, what are you talking about? Are you serious right now? Like, hello, Katie. And you guys, Katie, is it okay if I'm like a little bit transparent about your journey?
Yep.
Katie probably struggled in the course a little bit more than most because she had some personal things to overcome to get here. And if Katie can do it, damn it, every single one of you can do it.
Absolutely.
Look at that hand in the crotch. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, girl. That is exactly what I'm talking about. We are dealing with like the sex and sexuality of our clients. We're not supposed to be afraid of it. And if we are afraid of it, it's probably not the genre that we should be in. That is all the desire. That is sick as AF. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Is that how I'm supposed to say it, Katie? I don't know. I'm old. I don't know all the kids slang. I would just like legit bust out with the F word. So I'm going to do it. That's sick as fuck, man. That is just bananas. That is so good. My goodness. Really? Just really. Can I remind y'all where we started? Can I just real quick remind y'all where we started? I think that's important. Let's just remember. Hello, really uncomfortable. And not really sure how to guide and coach our clients. And let's move right back into, oh yeah. Like, that's the image I want to see of myself. I'm gonna buy all of those. I'm gonna buy all of that. That is just like, I know something you don't know. And it engages me, and it brings me in, and I love it, and I want it, and I want more of it. Oh, and these are the things that our clients shouldn't be ashamed of. These are the beautiful things, and these are the things that we shouldn't be ashamed of guiding them through. Is this post for every client? No. But is it for the clients who want it? Oh, hell yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Should we be able to cater to all of them? Absolutely. Humana. This is Kate and I doing the weird shit. This is what I like to call it. And this is when in person where I push my students to try things that they wouldn't normally do. And yeah, that's all of it. That is just this is like stretching yourself, to go beyond your absolutely freaking Again, can we have a mental picture of the girl who's like, I'm not sure. This. And Katie did this on her own. Like, I was standing there with her, helping her through it, but Katie did this. This was at the workshop, by the way, guys. This set of images of Natalia. Again, just stunning. Your before and afters are just bananas. How do you feel when you see these, babe?
I feel validated because I knew it was in me, but I didn't know how to tap into it. And I've said I knew I was capable of this, but I just there was too many walls up that I would never be able to reach to this level of work without having to knock some of those down. And I didn't realize that the person in the way of me producing work like this was me. I thought I needed the magic potion or the magic thing or whatever. And it turned out that I was just in my own flipping way.
Just
I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, flippin'. Yeah, you can say that because I've been saying the F word. Just Jones just put in the comments, I will only be photographed by stripped down graduates from now on.
Yep.
Yeah, amen, sister. This is beautiful. This work. What? Babe, just shut up. You guys, these are not professional models. These are clients. And this is bananas. Girl, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
So good. Such beautiful work. And the course isn't called Strip Down. Oh shit. Give me all that longing. Whew. Sorry, that image came up and I just went, oh, as I saw it. Like, I literally had a physical reaction to this image. And that's what we want to create with our viewers. We want stuff like this up so that our clients see it and they're like, whoa, what is this? This is not like, right? This is like, holy moly. What? Oh my God. Just, yeah. Bro, this is, sorry, my California's coming out, but bruh, this is Mano, the surfer talk. This is gnarly ass Mano shit. Like, this is crazy. It's so beautiful. And I am so proud of you. Good job. You guys are all amazing. You are. Yeah, I am glad that you're validating yourself because you do not need a single damn person outside of you to validate you. None of you do. This work is like fire. You guys are bananas. And the class isn't called Strip Down for no reason. It's not just like a play on words. Like, I literally stripped down all your walls so that we can get to creating work like this. And it's a lot of work for me because I have a lot of people who are like, I'm not going to take down my walls for you, Denise. And I'm like, you will. We'll get there. We'll do it kindly. We're going to do it. It's going to happen. And when you do let go and you start learning how to embody these emotive states yourself and be able to coach and direct for it, this picture did not happen. This is not a happy accident. Katie controlled every single aspect of this image. Sorry, I'm just going to roll back a few. Katie controlled every single aspect of this image. This image, this image, this image, this image, this image, this image. Full control of this. Nothing was happenstance. Everything is intentional. And that's what we need to create. I'm super proud of you. I'm so glad to like show you guys off. You guys are good job, my love. Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm going to put you on pause and we are going to head over to, did I lose Amy? Is Amy still with us? I think I lost Amy. Oh, Amy is here. Okay, but you lost your video, baby. Amy, can you hear me?
I don't know if my video's on, but I don't think it's working.
Okay, that's okay. We can just talk through it, mama. Okay, so you're up, kiddo.
Ooh, shit.
I know. I'm so excited to share your stuff. There you is. Okay,
You know what's funny about these is like the girls that don't sign a release, you're like, dang it. Like,
I
you just want
know.
everyone to sign a release because they're so good.
It's frustrating. So we have some of Amy's before. So we have before pretty pose picture. Not quite sure what she's thinking or feeling. So it leaves me feeling a little like, oof, my shoulders almost go up a little bit because I'm like,
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah.
It's a very typical and sellable boudoir pose, right? But once we know that we can do more, damn it. And damn, girl, did you not learn that you could do more?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Another. Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay because we're about to get you turning shit out, girl.
Like, you can't help but laugh. It's like looking at those old like 90s glamour shoots. It's
Yeah.
like, what were we doing?
Well, let's go ahead and turn this mother out. How's that?
All right.
So we've got a slide from my deck of one of Amy's befores right here. And we've, typical pretty boudoir pose, but good God, look at that after. Are you kidding me, you guys? And again, in the comments, let's give this woman some love because she worked for this. And this is some good ass work. Can you imagine how much happier this client was with this photo as opposed to this? And that's the power that we have. Again, more of her beautiful afterwork. You guys, this is so full of all the feels. Amy, I'm so proud of you. This is so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so good, mama. And some more of that gorgeous after. Like, just stop it. It's insane. Oh. How do you feel? How do you feel looking at these afters compared to your befores?
It feels like they're intentional. Like I really, yes, I posed some of them, but like all of the emotion that you feel, like I feel pleasure and joy in this. Like I feel like she's just like living her best life and she's totally comfortable and she's happy and it's just that feeling, right? And you don't get that. Like there's no intentional feeling behind the first ones. You just, it's maybe awkward or like there's some weird kind of, it just like hits you in the pit of your stomach a little bit. And
I think
then
that's because I'm sorry to interrupt you, honey. I think that's
No.
because they're vibing off of you. And when we don't know exactly what we're
Totally.
doing, they're just going to follow what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so all of that uncomfortableness we saw in your clients before, that was your own level of uncomfortableness.
Yeah, totally. Like, this is not a pose I ever would have posed someone in before. Not ever, because it, like we're supposed to be sexy and we're supposed to be, these are all supposed to be saucy photos. But this, like, she bought my top collection and she picked like 7 or 8 of herself in this pose because we don't, you said it earlier, like we're, as women especially, we're told like, be so much of something, but not too much. Be too sexy, or be sexy, but not too sexy, or you're slutty, or, like confident, but not confident, or you're bitchy. So, this is like vulnerability and longing and we don't ever get to see ourselves in that. So it was a really beautiful thing for her.
Yeah. Elena said that she loved that you have all of the tenderness mixed in here as well. And I could not agree anymore. It's just, it's beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna keep going because you got the Moorish. Get it, girl? Oh my God! Like, it's just what? Hey, yeah, I'm coming for you. And we see this pose a lot, but we don't see that facial expression with that pose. We don't see that kind of connection with that pose, and that kind of connection. Yeah, it doesn't come out.
The last ones that I took, like the ones prior to strip down in this, my focus was always on the butt. That's what's interesting, is like I had always dropped the face and like focused on the butt and moved in. And
Yeah.
now it's like, I don't even care. Like, I love what's going on back there, but like her face
Yeah.
is my fave.
Yeah, it's where we're seeing all the emotion. It's just beautiful. Stop it. That's like such beautiful, genuine joy. It's so good. And like you see it and you can't help but smile. That's something you connect with, as opposed to, sorry to do this to you, babe. Sorry.
Oh,
As
God.
opposed to that smile. Like, right? It's
Oh,
just, it's
Lord.
all the difference. It's all the difference. Jess said, I know it's real when you're calling and you start mirroring the smiles. And for sure, when you guys start calling emotive images, you start following along with like what the client is feeling. It's amazing. It's just absolutely bananas. And then this one, seriously,
Oh, she's such a beauty.
there's such a sublime feeling to this one. It's not even that she's a beauty. Katie just said, oh my God, the hands. And they add such a delicate touch to this. And that just, oh, that look out that window. The eyes aren't too far. They're just right. And there's just like this like peaceful, sublime feeling to this. And it is, it really is beautiful. Jess said it's like subtle confidence, and it is, and there's like this peace mixed into it too. And this is the importance of learning the art of body language and emotion, because you can coach for these instead of like these.
Yeah.
It just makes people uncomfortable. We don't, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. We can be brilliant artists. This is like strong and confident, and it's gorgeous. And this is what we're supposed to be doing. I'm so very proud of you, babe.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And that, hello, beauty. It's gorgeous. You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I want to thank you for sharing, and for trusting me, and for letting your walls down, and for not quitting, because you really should not be quitting.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I found you when I did.
Yeah, me too. Me
I'm
too.
so happy to be an artist.
You've got beautiful things to put out in the world. And yeah, you are an amazing artist, and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, woman, you're up. You ready to go?
Yeah, I feel like I only sent you like 2 images, so
That's okay. That's okay. We'll take a look.
I don't know if you pulled stuff.
So we have our before. I'm not gonna lie. There's actually something about this that I like. I think
I
it's
feel like once I see the tight jaw, I can't unsee it.
okay. I'm with you as well. Her mouth is too tight. Her jaw is too tight, but there's something I like about the tangled up arms. Could we have improved upon it? Yes. Even Jess said this is a great starting point. But could we improved upon it? Yeah, we could have. And this one too, we've got that typical boudoir pose. We've got that smile. I don't know where she's smiling or what she's looking at. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I mean, it's a good starting point. You did have a good base, like for real. Are these sellable boudoir pictures? Yes, they are. Are they what you can turn out? No. No, they're not. You can do more. Because that's what the fuck I'm talking about right now. That is like, really? How do you feel when you look at that compared to the images that we just showed, my love?
I feel like I need to offer everybody I photographed before Strip Down another session.
Okay, let go of all of that guilt, because we're learning. You guys, in the private chat that we're having, everyone's like, oh my God, the same. I feel the same way. Shit, I feel the same way.
No, I love to see images where I'm like yes, I made that. Rather than like, oh, I'm glad they bought it.
Everything about this is on for me. Those hands are not posed. They're engaged with her. She is breathing. She's alive. This photo is not static. This photo is, I'm breathing with the photo. It is alive and full of emotion. I think so many people hear about strip down, look at strip down, and they're like, oh, it costs this much. Is it really going to change my work? Like, what is she really going to teach me? I'm going to teach you that. I'm going to give you the tools to do that, to like stand out from everyone else, to feel rooted as an artist, to be like, oh shit, maybe I need to go back and offer sessions to all of my former clients. Like,
Yeah,
and
Denise,
get
I'm
them
going to
back
jump
in.
in and say that when I talk to inquiries, that's something I hear people saying. I see the emotion in the work that you do. Your work looks different than other people in this area. And when you said that at the beginning, when like I think we were doing like a little mini thing before the strip down last year, something like this. And you said that you were like, this is going to help you stand out artistically. Of course, that gets me interested. But when I hear clients, like when I hear inquiries vocalizing that, it blew my mind. Like people see it. It's not just us as photographers. It's not just like my own artistic self being gratified. Like people are recognizing it in the marketplace.
Yeah, you're giving me goosebumps. Like, I have goosebumps right now. Babe, I am so proud of you. I have loved being on this journey with you so much. Having you in class was like such a blessing. All of you guys, having you guys in class for me was such a blessing. And being in person with you guys and being able to like really execute this stuff with you and fall in love with you and hold you and hug you and like support you through the whole thing. It was just, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for investing in yourself so that you could do this for the world, because this allows me, I'm going to start freaking crying. This allows me to do the things that I'm supposed to be doing. This lets me honor all of the gifts that my mom gave me. This lets me keep her legacy alive. This gives me the opportunity to reach photographers who are going to go out and make a real difference in the world, like create true change in the way that people see themselves and the struggles that so many of us have. And to each one of you, I am like so forever grateful for letting you keep my mom with me and letting me stay on this journey. Like, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, Alana. This is just phenomenal. And I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed to call you my colleague and my peer and a beautiful artist and my friend and someone who I just really love dearly.
We're getting you out to the East Coast, Denise.
You're amazing. You're amazing. And it just gets better, guys, because she gets even more amazing. Like, really? Really, woman? I am so excited to watch the journey that you go on and to watch you continue to thrive and blossom and make such beautiful changes in the world. I'm so excited to watch all of you do that. And I'm really hopeful to bring more students into class so that we can help them and watch them do the same thing. I want to change the industry. I want to revolutionize the way that we do this. I don't want to just be objectifying women. I know that's not something that we're intending to do, but I think it happens a lot. I know that's a controversial thing for me to say. And it's just not an intentional thing. It's just we don't know any different. And yeah, it's time for a change. It's time to do things different. It really is. And this is just absolute proof of it. And those hands and those feet and all of the body language, that open mouth, that neck, that vulnerability, but somehow there's some strength in it and there's longing in it. And there's just, dude, legit art. Like, you are an artist, period. And you collaborated with your client so incredibly beautifully to create this. And I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of every single one of you. Like, I couldn't ask for anything more. Couldn't ask for anything more. You're amazing. You guys got me all choked up. Damn it. I'm going to stop sharing the screen.
It's
And
pretty awesome that we've got a self-selecting group of badasses who aren't afraid of their own emotions, who flock to you.
yeah,
right?
I think
Or maybe a little afraid of our own emotions. I don't know.
I think some of us are afraid of our emotions when we get started. I think so. But I think as we move through the journey and the transformation, it becomes easier. And I think that's the part where we step into our true authenticity as artists. And that's the part where we learn to like be, my mom had so many stupid different sayings for me. Never waste a good mistake. You guys are going to love this one. Shit in one hand and wish in the other and see which one fills up first. There was just so many of them that she had for me. When you die, all you have is the story that you've told. And that story should be of love, right? And
I love that.
If you have a kind word, it's not yours. You have to give it away. If you have the opportunity to make an impact in this world, then you have to do it. It's not a if you do it. You have to do it because our world needs that so badly. And y'all are doing that. And it goes beyond being proud. It's just not even proud. I'm just to my core freaking grateful. Just y'all are amazing. Just amazing. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And in the comments, you guys let these girls know, like, they kick some ass. Like, you guys are phenomenal. So good. And your clients are so lucky to have you. And the people in your lives are so lucky to have you. And your classmates in Strip Down are so lucky to have you. And I personally am the most lucky to have you because I'm going to take more of you than everybody else can get because I'm great. And there will be no get-togethers and parties without Denise. I saw in private chats, like all kinds of get-togethers. There better be invitations for me. I want in on that stuff too. So with that, I think we've been on a long time and I've taken up enough of your guys' time, but you guys are beautiful, magnificent, magical creatures. And each one of you has been a blessing to me. And I just want to thank you. And I know that each one of you is a blessing to everyone who crosses your path. And stay rooted in that you are amazing, and stay rooted in that you are an artist. You're not just someone clicking a button. You are phenomenal. And I am proud. I am very proud of each of you. And I want to thank you guys for your time. So I'll let you guys wrap up with anything that you want to say, and then we'll call it a day.
Get your butt in class. I don't know how else to tell people that this class is phenomenally life-changing if you choose to put yourself out there. There's the transformation of my personal life from the start of 2020 to today I've literally been put on my head, spun around 360 times. There's been a lot that's been going on, and throughout the pandemic, no less. So there's been a lot on my plate, but I am so grateful that I found Denise because I just kind of stumbled over it one day, and it's literally changed my work to where I want it to be heading. But like she said, you always grow. You're always growing when you use this methodology. So definitely get your butt in class because you will not regret it. I guarantee you.
Yeah, get your butt in class.
Echoing what Katie said, I mean, every session after strip down is just an opportunity to learn, to test what you've already learned and to get better. And one of my, she's taken strip down, but one of the things that helped her kind of like nail the pose, I'm talking about Lacey Beldock. She took each little, took one emotion, because when you see all of it, when you take the class first, it can be overwhelming. It can be like a lot of things all at once. And if you just take one emotion to your next session and try to practice that and master that, like you can just add on bits and pieces and you'll start to slowly see the change in your work. And it's just it's an ongoing process. You can just continue to get better and better and, pick up one emotion that you wanted to practice with and just keep going. It's just a great foundation to work from and to move forward with. And I'm so glad that I did it. So
I'm so glad that you did it. I'm so grateful that I got to know you in class and I got to work with you in the workshop. And I just love you dearly. Same for you, Katie. God, you know how much I love you, girl.
Yeah, I also think everybody needs to just sign up for this. And I know that it will change internal alignments about how you see yourself and how you connect to other people, and you will become a master of body language. And also, it's the kind of work that requires like this hard work. Like, and that's hard.
It's hard, but
it
it's
is so worth it.
Work, right?
Yeah.
If it's easy, it's not worth having.
Yep.
Yeah. If you want easy, go buy a posing guide. I don't know what to tell you, right?
Yeah, this is never need another posing guide.
Yeah, this makes it so that you don't need a posing guide. It's not about that anymore. It's you are next level. We've taken it to high art. This is fine art at this point. It's not a genre in portrait photography. It is high art. It is amazing. And every single one of you can do it. You saw the before pictures. Sorry, ladies. Every single one of you can do. I love you guys, but you saw the before pictures. Every single one of you can do this. So I hope that this helps in answering some questions about strip down. Come and take the class. If you can't take the class, stay in the community and be part of the tribe and get some of the free education until you're ready to take the class. But I will tell you now, if you want to go to the next level, if you want to stand out above your peers, if you're tired of feeling like an imposter, if you actually want to go into your sessions knowing I got this shit and I'm amazing, I was about to say the F word. Take the damn class. And if you're concerned about price, you are going to make so much more money from having done this. It's not even funny. Like, I don't teach the business side of it. I don't need to. I teach the art side of it, and your sales will go up exponentially. So take the class, do the work, do the sessions, make the money. You're going to be fine. But get ready for Mr. Toad's wild ride. We'll all be there with you to love you and support you through it. For sure. I want everyone to have an amazing weekend. Everybody who's watching, thank you for being with us. Thank you guys so much for your time. Girls, thank you for joining me. Katie, go take care of yourself. Alana, I want to catch up with you. I miss you. Jess Jones, I just want to hug you and pinch those cheeks. And I want that lipstick. You need to tell me what it is. I love it.
I'll tell you.
Okay, awesome. Everybody else, have a great day. Y'all, if you have good fall suggestions for lipsticks for me, let me know in the comments because, 500 lipsticks isn't enough. I need more. Okay. Bye, everybody.